Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here's part 2 of my shrine skips tutorials. I'm sorry that this is a week late. I ended up having a bunch of college trips and schoolwork to do and whatnot, and I didn't want to reduce the quality of the video in the interest of having it get out a week earlier, so I'm sorry about that. These videos are truly a very big undertaking, and I just didn't have the time to work on it. So anyway, all that being said, I did make a change to the structure of these things. I have added an overlay that denotes which shrine I'm in, as well as the overworld location where you can find it. And you'll see it on the screen right now. I hope that that's enough. Tell me if you want me to change it or anything like that. The next thing is that you guys are definitely going to want to watch my first shrine skips tutorial if you haven't already. I will use many of the tricks that I used in that video in this one, except with significantly less explanation because this one focuses on the bombs. I've made this under the assumption that you guys know what I'm talking about and that you know how to do the basic shield tricks. So if you haven't seen that already, go and watch it right now. It shouldn't take too long and it'll really help you understand what I'm doing. Other than that, you will see me stop to eat a bunch of times during these tricks. This is because I'm taking damage that would almost kill me, and Link will often die rolling down the stairs. If you're doing a run that isn't 3 hearts, you shouldn't have to worry about this. So if you ever see that happening, just disregard, I'm sorry. Anyway, without further ado, here's part 2 of my Shrine Skips tutorials, Exothermic Exploits. Okay, the first bomb trick you guys need to know is how to parry your own bomb's explosion. To do this, put a bomb on the ground kinda close to Link, hold ZL, and then hit L and A simultaneously. If you do this right, Link will parry the explosion and you won't take any damage or your shield. Now, you can imagine that this is quite useful in combat situations, especially against a bunch of smaller enemies like a Key Swarm or Stalfos or something like that, just because you can use it to clear them out of the way without needing to run away from your own explosion. Bomb deflection is more of a convenience than anything else, however, certain very rare scenarios do necessitate it, and so I thought I would just teach you guys how to do it now, so that you know what I'm doing later on. So the first standalone shrine skipping technique I have for you guys is the stationary bomb jump. To do this, you need to take out a bomb, put it on the ground, move Link in between the bomb and your destination, do a normal shield jump, unequip, and detonate the bomb. Hopefully Link will be flung over whatever obstacle you want to overcome. Now, this is a lot of input, so I will show it to you guys in slow motion and explain each one. The first thing that you see me do is take out a bomb and put it on the ground so that Link is in between the bomb and this fence I want to jump. Next, I do a normal shield jump using ZL, X, and A, and then I mash X as Link approaches the ground. This gets him the normal jump. I unequip the shield so that I can detonate the bomb with L, and hopefully everything will work correctly and Link will be launched over the obstacle. As you can probably tell, this is a very useful technique to know, because it allows you to jump over pretty much any standard height, wall, or fence that you'll see inside of a shrine. Now, I've put a couple examples here, but these are far from the only ones within the game, so if you can't quite make a jump over a normal barrier, I suggest trying this one out. It might work for you. The next trick I have for you guys is the bomb flip jump. This basically involves doing a normal unequip flip, except you start mashing L and X as soon as the unequip menu disappears. This is a great technique if you want to cross a large gap, but it doesn't get you that much height, so keep that in mind. So first, I open the camera on the slate and look at my destination. This allows me to make sure that Link is angled correctly and that the bomb will launch him the right way. The next thing that I do is I start to get a running start to get the maximum horizontal distance out of the base jump. As soon as I jump, the first thing that I do is wait about half a second before doing the shield flip. This allows me to get the most distance out of that normal part of the jump. Next I unequip, and as soon as the shield is off, I start mashing X and L. This causes the glider to open for about 1 frame before Link blows himself up, and this allows you to get the most velocity out of the jump. I've found that by far the most important factor in terms of determining how much distance you'll get out of this jump is how quickly you can mash L and X after you unequip your shield. If you wait too long, Link will lose a lot of height before you can detonate the bomb, and because of that you won't get nearly as much distance out of it, so keep that in mind. Similar to the stationary bomb jump, this technique has many uses around a lot of different shrines. Here are just a couple examples. The next technique I have for you guys is the exploding cryo jump. We're starting to get into really difficult tricks now, and this may require a lot of practice if you haven't done a lot of cryonis jumps before. Now this basically involves doing a normal cryonis jump, except changing your rune to one of the bombs and using it to explode yourself for a little bit more extra height and distance. So let's go over all of the inputs in slow motion. The first thing that I do here is I enter the inputs for a cryonis jump. I hit A to make the cryonis block, and then I move forward, hold ZL, hit X and A quickly to make Link do the flip. Then I land and jump, followed by unequipping my shield to get Link a lot of height. Afterwards, I switch to a bomb rune, and then start mashing L and X to get myself the final little bit of extra distance to clear that wall. Now you may have noticed that during this clip, I actually switched my runes from cryonis to the square bomb using L and ZL rather than the right control stick. To do this, I position my index finger on L and my middle finger on ZL, and you can kind of alternatively mash them, and you can switch runes a lot faster than you would with the right control stick. This also works for weapons and shields. And finally, the last trick I have for you guys is the double bomb jump. This jump involves taking out a square bomb, putting it on the ground, doing 2 backflips, and then shield flipping onto the bomb, switching bombs, and blowing yourself up. This jump is capable of getting you a ton of height if performed correctly, so you should probably know it. Let's go over it in slow motion. So the first thing that I do here is I take out a square bomb and place it on the ground. Then I do 2 backflips, and I make sure to not walk any extra distance in between those flips, otherwise the spacing won't be correct. Next, I do the shield flip forward, and I aim for the edge of the bomb facing Link. When you land on it, this causes the bomb to tilt towards Link and get you a little bit more height. Next, I unequip my shield and switch my rune to the circular bomb mid-air. Then I mash L and X, and hopefully the bomb will detonate, causing Link to fly up over whatever edge you're trying to jump. Now, you can perform this trick well by using only the square bomb and detonating that instead of the circular one, so you don't have to do the mid-air bomb switch. I've just found that I have more luck using the circular bomb. If you decide to do this, you're going to want to wait 1 to 2 frames extra before doing the shield flip in order to get the maximum height. Depending on when you set off the second bomb, you can change whether this jump gives you more height or more distance. In this shrine, I used it to get more distance by waiting about a second after vaulting off of the square bomb before I blew myself up with the round one. The last thing I have to say about this technique is that the 2 initial backflips are not necessary. You can pull it off without, and I do this during my Kyurug speedrun in order to save time. However, other than saving time, there isn't really any use to doing this, and it's a lot more difficult, so I recommend doing the 2 backflips. And this concludes the second episode of my Shrine Skips tutorials. Next time I will start to go over stasis stuff, and if necessary I may have to extend that into episode 4 as well, just because there's a lot of stuff to go over. The other thing is that since making this video I have discovered a couple new shrine skipping tricks. Let me know in the comments which one of them do you want to see first, the new tricks or the stasis techniques, because I know that I initially said that I would do that. Well, anyway, I will try to get that out within the next 2 weeks, and again, I'm sorry about the delay on this video, and I hope you'll stick around. See you then.